EVE Online is an old MMORPG based on the fictional world of New Eden, a world where space-traveling empires fight for territory and influence. In this virtual world, economy is almost solely driven by real-world players. Most everything you can buy was made or obtained by a real person, who put his time to figure out how, where, and sometimes at what chance it can even be obtained. For better or worse, a system named Jita became this world's most popular trade hub. So much so that all trade everywhere around the universe is done by checking against the Jita price, and dealing in it is seen as the most open and honest way of dealing per se. Unfortunately, the game community of EVE Online is not without its flaws, hence why there exists an event called Jita Burn. The event in which grifters, and I refuse to call them anything but that, gather to destroy ships filled with valuable stuff going in and out of Jita. In my opinion, this and existence of Code and Pirate, giant alliances of grifters, shows just how depraved can people become when left without proper understanding of the world. In her essay, The Age of Envy, Ayn Rand spoke about a peculiar type of hatred of the good for being the good. She wrote, "This hatred is not resentment against some prescribed view of the good with which one does not agree. Hatred of the good for being the good means hatred of that which one regards as good by one's own conscious or subconscious judgment. It means hatred of a person for possessing a value or virtue one regards as desirable." Compare this to the statement one of the grifter gave. He said, "Burn Jita isn't just significant to the alliance, it's significant to the game. Everybody knows that this is happening. This is a big thing, and it's a player-driven content. CCP has nothing to do with it, and it affects all of EVE. That's pretty huge. Just being able to be a part of it is a cool feeling, and I think everybody in the alliance that gets involved feels that same sense of pride. Pride over what? Destroying value that you had nothing to do with, or actually tried to stop from being made and obtained? Is this supposed to be some kind of good thing? The content, a new god that justifies burning down, even be they virtual, products of human mind? Justification for such an event, and existence of grifter alliances, differs. That is, if it's even given. One of them is based on complete ignorance, just like in the real life. Many people mistakenly believe that if left unchecked, players who create the very ships grifters use to grift will mine, create and sell too much. I personally had a conversation with someone who told me that allowing people to mine and create freely will destroy the economy of the game by making everything cheaper and more readily available. For all the baffling idiocy that statement presents, I see the belief in saving an online game by alienating everyone who isn't hardcore elite PvP from it as something much dumber and alien. With such an understanding of even virtual world economies, is it any wonder that people readily follow quasi-socialists online, even if jokingly, and drew over something like UBI offline? And for the record, knowing Gunsworn leadership, I don't believe for a moment that they're merely joking, which is another problem. Another type of justification is just as interesting and revealing. If you wonder out loud why such things as Jita Burn even allowed to happen, or why CCP, the developers, didn't yet cut down on endless war declarations that plagued every decent alliance for years, you've met with suspicion and cynicism. People start acting as if you're asking to win at the game through no labor or effort of your own. They brand you as arrogant person who just wants everything to himself. showing their own clearly supremacist view of the world. They advised you to create your own group of grifters to be safe, or declare that without grifting, there is no reason to play the game, that the productive people need the grifters. This is akin to justifying bank robbery by saying that bank needs them. Of course, demand for products is partially driven by destruction of those products. But how many people did Eve lost due to grifters destroying everything in their sight to break the window and save the economy? Wouldn't it be better if these people focused on getting something new and shiny, reducing demand for simple ships, but increasing it for more efficient ones, thereby increasing demand for T2 manufacturing and so on? All in all, this attitude is the reason why I, the veteran player at this point, sometimes just want to ditch the game outright. But at the same time, it makes me understand just why this world is burning. Well, what do you expect when productive individuals willing to learn, specialize and trade are forced to hide and beg for forgiveness? EVE Online shows that solely economic reform won't work. What we need is a reform of the whole moral landscape, and it can't arrive soon enough.